Golden Age actors who died in poverty. Hollywood's golden age was filled with fame and fortune, but for some of its brightest stars, the glitter faded fast. Despite their immense success, many iconic actors and singers ended up dying in poverty. What led to their shocking downfall? In this story, we reveal the hidden reasons behind their financial ruin and how they lost it all. Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, became a global icon in the mid-1950s, with smash hits and starring roles in films like Jailhouse Rock and Blue Hawaii. Over the course of his career, it's estimated that Presley earned between $100 million and $1 billion. Despite his massive success, Elvis's personal life was marred by extravagant spending and drug addiction, which drained his finances. When he died in 1977 at the age of 42 from a heart attack, he was left with only $5 million in the bank, owing double that amount in unpaid taxes to the IRS. As inheritors of his estate, Elvis's ex-wife, Priscilla, and father, Vernon, were left to shoulder the heavy burden of his debts. Determined to preserve his legacy, Priscilla worked tirelessly to turn Graceland, Elvis's beloved home, into a major tourist attraction. Her efforts paid off, and by 1993, the estate was valued at a remarkable $100 million when it was passed down to their daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. However, Lisa Marie faced her own financial struggles, reportedly $4 million in debt at the time of her sudden death in January 2023, with much of it owed to the IRS. Despite the challenges, the Presley legacy endures, though it remains a reminder of how fame and fortune can sometimes be overshadowed by financial mismanagement. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye, one of the most talented and influential figures in music history, created timeless classics like What's Going On, an album frequently cited as one of the greatest ever made. Despite his immense success and widespread admiration, Gaye struggled with personal and financial challenges. His marriages to two women drained his earnings through hefty alimony payments, leaving him with little financial security. Gaye also faced significant tax issues, which led him to move to Europe for a time to escape mounting debt, including $600,000 owed to the IRS. In a heartbreaking twist, he had to give up the rights to his album, Here, My Dear, to pay alimony. As his financial troubles worsened, Gaye turned to drugs and alcohol, further deepening his personal struggles. On April 1, 1984, a tragic altercation between Marvin and his parents escalated into violence. His father, Marvin Gaye Sr., shot him twice in the chest during the argument. The first bullet struck his heart, and Marvin died shortly after, just one day before his 45th birthday. He passed away deeply in debt, leaving behind a legacy of incredible music, but a life marred by turmoil and tragedy. George Raft. George Raft, one of Hollywood's leading actors during its golden age, was best known for his portrayal of tough guy gangsters in classics like Scarface, 1932, They Drive by Night, 1940, and Some Like It Hot, 1959. His charismatic performances and iconic roles cemented his place in film history, but despite his early success and considerable earnings, Raft's later years were marked by financial ruin. Known for his lavish lifestyle, Raft spent freely, often supporting friends and family, which drained his wealth. His love for gambling further exacerbated his financial troubles, with heavy losses over the years. Raft also made several career missteps that affected his earning potential. He famously turned down major roles in films like The Maltese Falcon and Casablanca, roles that propelled Humphrey Bogart's career to new heights. Raft's association with questionable business ventures and unsavory figures only compounded his financial difficulties. By the mid-1960s, his wealth had dwindled, and he declared bankruptcy in 1966 due to overwhelming debts and tax issues. Despite attempts to revive his career with smaller roles, Raft's fortunes never fully recovered. When he passed away on November 24, 1980, at the age of 79, he was reportedly in financial hardship, a tragic end for a once iconic star. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting Hollywood updates. Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney, whose career spanned 9 decades, was one of Hollywood's most beloved and versatile stars, known for roles like Breakfast at Tiffany's. At his peak, Rooney was a box office draw, earning millions and praised by peers like Laurence Olivier. However, his personal life was marked by turmoil, including struggles with alcoholism, addiction, and 8 troubled marriages. In 1962, financial mismanagement led to bankruptcy, and his wealth continued to decline. By 2014, at 93, Rooney testified before Congress about the abuse he suffered from family members, reflecting his later years' hardships. When he passed away, his estate had dwindled to just $18,000, leaving him penniless and unable to afford his funeral. Despite his legendary career, Rooney's final years were marked by financial ruin and personal strife. Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday, known as Lady Day, transformed jazz vocals in the 1930s and 40s with her emotional depth and unique phrasing. At the height of her fame, she performed at Carnegie Hall and earned $1,000 a week at venues like Cafe Society, a remarkable achievement for a Black artist during the Jim Crow era. Her 1939 song, Strange Fruit, a powerful protest against lynching, became an anthem of the civil rights movement. However, Holiday's life was marred by trauma, including sexual assault and forced prostitution, which led to abusive relationships and a crippling dependence on heroin and alcohol. Exploitative managers and record labels further drained her resources. By the 1950s, her once powerful voice had deteriorated, and legal troubles prevented her from performing in New York clubs. When Holiday died in 1959 at 44, she left only $750 in her bank account, her extraordinary talent overshadowed by the personal struggles that consumed her life. Bobby Driscoll. Bobby Driscoll was once one of Hollywood's brightest stars, a child actor whose career soared in the 1940s and 1950s. Discovered at just 5 years old, he quickly became a household name, starring in iconic films like The Fighting Sullivans, 1944, and Song of the South, 1946. By 1950, he was making $1,750 a week, an enormous sum for the time. At 16, he won the Academy Award for Outstanding Juvenile Actor for his role in The Window, 1949. His portrayal of Jim Hawkins in Disney's Treasure Island made him a top-tier star, adored by audiences and respected by Hollywood. But as Bobby entered adolescence, his career began to crumble. Puberty, acne, and typecasting led to his rapid decline in the industry. Hollywood, fickle as ever, turned its back on him. Struggling with personal demons, including drug addiction, Bobby faced multiple arrests and jail time. By the time he was 31, he had fallen into obscurity and poverty. In 1968, his lifeless body was discovered in an abandoned building in New York City, surrounded by empty beer bottles. A tragic end for a once bright star. Bobby Driscoll's story serves as a haunting reminder of fame's fleeting nature and the harsh realities behind Hollywood's glittering facade. Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr., known as Mr. Show Business, was an iconic entertainer who dazzled as a singer, actor, dancer, and comedian. A key member of the Rat Pack, he starred in Ocean's 11 and topped the charts in 1972 with The Candyman. At the height of his career, Davis earned millions from films, television, and live performances, becoming a global superstar. However, his lavish lifestyle, high-stakes gambling, and poor investments drained his fortune. He accumulated around $7 million in unpaid taxes, leading to severe financial struggles. by the time of his death in 1990, Davis had fallen from wealth to debt, leaving behind substantial financial obligations. After his passing, royalties from his work were directed to the IRS to settle his debts, marking the tragic decline of a once great star. Anita Ekberg. Anita Ekberg was one of the most glamorous and captivating actresses of the 1950s and 1960s. Born in Sweden and raised in Italy, she became an international sensation after her iconic role in Federico Fellini's La Dolce Vita, where she immortalized the scene in the Trevi Fountain. Known for her stunning beauty and striking blonde looks, Ekberg quickly became a symbol of allure, starring alongside Hollywood legends like John Wayne, Jerry Lewis, and Dean Martin. At the peak of her career, she was one of the highest-paid actresses, starring in major films and enjoying a lavish lifestyle filled with luxury homes, designer fashion, and exclusive parties. However, Ekberg's glittering fame and fortune faded as she faced a series of personal and financial setbacks. Poor financial management and the exploitation of unscrupulous individuals drained her wealth. A devastating house fire and mounting medical bills compounded her struggles. Despite her earlier successes, by the time of her death in 2011, she was living in poverty in Italy, relying on the Fellini Foundation for assistance. Anita Ekberg's tragic end, far from the star-studded life she once led, serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of fame and fortune. To help us create more engaging content, please let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video interesting, just comment 9. Thank you for your support. Meatloaf. Meatloaf, born Michael Lee. A Day on September 27, 1947, became a rock icon with his 1977 album, Bat Out of Hell, which sold 43 million copies. His acting career also flourished with roles in Fight Club and Wayne's World. At his peak, Meatloaf earned millions from albums, tours, and movies. However, by 1983, he declared bankruptcy due to poor financial decisions, addiction, and costly legal battles, including a $500 million lawsuit with songwriter Jim Steinman. Over the years, he faced 45 lawsuits totaling $80 million, losing his home and music rights. Despite these setbacks, Meatloaf made a remarkable comeback with Bat Out of Hell 2, Back into Hell, in 1993, which featured the hit I'd Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That. By his death in 2022, Meatloaf had rebuilt his fortune, leaving behind a net worth of $40 million, a testament to his resilience. Florence Ballard. In the early 1960s, Florence Ballard was at the forefront of Motown's meteoric rise as a founding member of the Supremes. With her powerful voice, described by Berry Gordy as the backbone of the Supremes sound, Ballard contributed to 16 top 40 hits, including timeless classics like Where Did Our Love Go?, Baby Love, and Stop, In the Name of Love. At their peak, the Supremes were America's most successful vocal group, and Ballard earned an estimated $100,000 a year, a significant sum for a black woman in the 1960s. But behind the glitz, tension was brewing. As Diana Ross's fame grew, Ballard felt increasingly sidelined, leading to personal struggles with depression and alcoholism. In 1967, after internal disputes with Motown, she was abruptly dismissed from the group she had helped build. Her solo career never took off, and legal battles with Motown drained her finances. By 1971, she was relying on welfare to support her 3 daughters, and her once prized Detroit home was foreclosed. By 1975, she was living on just $392 a month. On February 22, 1976, Ballard died from a coronary blood clot at just 32 years old, a tragic end for a woman who had once been a global superstar, leaving behind a legacy of untapped potential. Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds, born on February 11, 1936 in Lansing, Michigan, was an iconic figure in American film, known for his charisma, wit, and unforgettable roles. Growing up in Florida, he excelled in athletics, playing football at Florida State University until a knee injury and a car accident ended his sports career, pushing him toward acting. In the 1960s, Reynolds made a name for himself on television with standout roles in Gunsmoke, Riverboat, and Hawk. His Hollywood breakthrough came with films like Deliverance, White Lightning, and The Longest Yard. By the late 1970s, he was a household name, starring in Smokey and the Bandit and The Cannonball Run, films that made him one of the highest-paid actors of the era. However, despite his professional success, Reynolds faced financial ruin. After his 1993 divorce from Lonnie Anderson, his finances spiraled, and by 1996, he declared bankruptcy, burdened with millions in debt. Reynolds later admitted to reckless spending and poor financial decisions. He passed away in 2018 at 82, a star whose fame couldn't shield him from personal struggles. Type 1 if you're staying until the very last second. Money can come easily, but it can also slip away just as quickly. The stories of these stars prove this truth. Which one of these stories do you find the most heartbreaking? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.